Hello, my lovely friends. This is Jyoti from the Purple Cupcake, and today we are playing with some of my favorite coloring products and how they affect macaron coloring. Let's get to it. So first, I'm starting off with a batch of macarons. This batch will be my Master Elite batch. Master Elites are powdered colors that activate when hydrated. I like to go in off the bat with some white, and then I'm going in with about a 1/4 teaspoon of hot pink. So Master Elites work wonderfully in macarons because you can add them right off the bat and that color activates as that meringue whips up. Master Elites are food color in their purest form. So this is raw color that has to be activated by water content, which in this case is my egg whites. This leads to a streak-free and super saturated color. Just look at that hot pink. Now, it is crucial for Master Elites to add your food color right at the beginning while that meringue whips up if you want a nice, streak-free, and very even color. This is simply because this formula is so potent that you require quite a bit of mixing to get all of those colors fully incorporated into whatever you're mixing them into. So for me, in this case, it is macarons. However, the end result is very, very saturated. It's a color that does not fade. And as you can see, it almost gets brighter as I macaronage this batter. The Master Elites are going to give you the best color payoff if you're looking for very bright shades of color. And the beauty about this product is because it is a powdered product, adding it into your macaron batter actually does not affect the consistency of that batter at all. So you are going to be using color without compromising the quality or the bake of your macarons. Macarons tend to be quite finicky sometimes, so adding color in the form of powder here is great because we're not introducing any other liquids into this batter. The only downside, if it can even be considered a downside, is you cannot or probably should not divide this batter and color it in 2 different shades of Master Elites simply because you will get very streaky macarons. Unlike these gorgeous, solid, super vibrant ones that I have here that I attained through adding the Master Elite right in the beginning when I was starting my batter off. Now let's move on to a product that I am just as excited about, Ed Fry's most amazing creation that is also super saturated and beautiful, his gel colors. Guys, these gels are truly like nothing I've used before, and you're gonna see why. So again, I'm making another batch of macarons. I'm starting off with my white Master Elite. Truly, a white Master Elite is something that everyone should have in their color collection just because it is such a good base for adding any type of color. We're gonna get our meringue nicely whipped up, just like so. So here is where things will be a little bit different. We are going to go ahead and start the beginning steps of our macaronage, which in this case is essentially just mixing our dry ingredients into our meringue until the two are just combined. So we're not actually starting the macaronage process here. We just wanna get this to form a nice thick paste like so. You're gonna go ahead and grab a bowl or 2. First, I'm gonna start with this one. I'm gonna pop half of my batter in there, and then I'm going in with my hot pink gel. Guys, I kid you not, these are 20% more powerful than any other gel on the market. I've added in about 3 drops, and you're gonna see from those 3 drops, the amazing color, brightness, vibrancy, whatever you wanna call it, I get. So let's briefly talk about what makes these gels so different from other gels on the market. These are, like I mentioned, unlike any other gels I've used. They actually disperse really nicely, and you need so little to get such a beautiful bright color as you can see here. Just the formula itself is so much smoother, and you will notice this when you actually use them. They're a little more fluid than a traditional gel, and I personally like that because I feel like it gives me so much more color payoff. The great thing about these is, like you saw here, I was able to get 2 different colors from 1 batch of macarons. These gels can be added once you've done that initial process. So essentially, you can get as many or as few colors from your macaron batter as you want with these gels. So if you're doing a larger batch, you can divide it in 4 and you can do 4 different colors. If you want 1, you can do 1. Unlike the Master Elites, which if you're dividing, you do end up with quite a streaky batter. One of the things that I absolutely love about Ed's gels is that these do not affect the consistency, texture, or anything of my batter. The formula is so beautiful and so smooth that I get perfect macarons every single time. As you can see here, piping them is also a dream. It doesn't make my batter any more fluid than a Master Elite would, and that is actually what I really, really love. You're gonna see how beautifully these bake off, and there is little to no color fading here. Like, look how gorgeous those shells are. If you're looking for a more cost-efficient way to start your color collection for macaron making, I 1,000,000% recommend the gels. You get a very wide array of colors. You can mix them, match them, and as you see here, the color payoff is just absolutely incredible. Let's go ahead and have a look at all of our shells. Look at this gorgeous ombre. These are my Master Elite shells. They are so vibrant, and these two are my shells that I made with the gels. I am equally as obsessed with all of them, and naturally these are going to be filled with a delicious, super smooth and creamy strawberry ganache, which you can also get the recipe for if you like. We're going to pop the filling in there. All of them are getting the same ganache. You can of course change it up if you like. That's entirely up to you. And another pro tip here would be, if you want this ganache to be even brighter, you could add a drop of your gel or a tiny pinch of your Master Elite to make that ganache color match the color of your shells. Once these are all filled up, I will definitely be transferring them into a container. They will need to mature for at least a few hours. They are going to be just as bright and just as beautiful even a few days later. Let's admire these. And now, final taste, guys. Look at my gorgeous macarons. This is actually 2 days later. They're just as bright as you can see. They've softened up nicely. I'm gonna dive in because that's what I do. They're delicious. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Follow for more.